America may have found the first weapon that can defeat drone swarms without going bankrupt. The deadliest threat in modern warfare isn't hypersonic missiles anymore. It's cheap drones overwhelming billion-dollar defenses nightly. Somewhere above a sleeping city, tiny engines are buzzing through the darkness. Not fighter jets, not cruise missiles, just cheap propeller drones carrying explosives worth less than a family car. And that's exactly why they're terrifying. Because every time one appears on radar, somebody has to make an impossible decision. Do you launch a missile worth hundreds of thousands of dollars just to destroy a drone built for maybe 20 grand? And then it gets worse. The attacker doesn't even need perfect accuracy anymore. They just keep launching wave after wave until the defender runs out of interceptors, money, or both. That's what happened when Shahed drones started appearing over Ukraine night after night. Suddenly, modern air defense looked completely broken. And this is the part nobody expected. The real battlefield wasn't technology anymore. It was economics. At first, using fighter jets against drones sounded reasonable, until people saw the numbers. A Shahed drone can cost somewhere between $20,000 and $50,000. Meanwhile, an AIM-9X Sidewinder missile costs over $400,000. An AMRAAM can climb close to $2 million. Imagine spending the price of a luxury mansion just to destroy a flying lawnmower with explosives attached to it. That math doesn't survive long wars. And fighter jets make the problem even uglier. F-16 burn massive amounts of fuel, require constant maintenance, and have to land, reload, and scramble again after every sortie. Even advanced drones like the MQ-9 Reaper are expensive to keep airborne for long periods. Ukraine learned this the hard way. Some nights, defenders were spending millions stopping attacks that cost Russia only a fraction of that amount. And honestly, that's exactly how drone warfare is designed to work. Exhaust the defender first. So Ukraine started getting creative. Pickup trucks with mounted machine guns began roaming highways at night. Soldiers used thermal optics to spot incoming drones in darkness. Some teams even launched civilian drones directly into Russian Shaheds midair. And for a moment, it actually worked. Cheap answers were finally stopping cheap threats. But there was a problem nobody could ignore. Ground teams can only defend small areas. Drones change routes constantly. Bad weather ruins visibility. By the time one team repositions, the swarm is already somewhere else. And that raised a dangerous question. What if you could put those machine guns in the sky instead?
We'll take 2-2.
And this is where things get strange. Because the aircraft now being discussed as America's new drone killer isn't some futuristic stealth fighter. It's a turboprop aircraft that first flew back in 1999. The Brazilian-built A-29 Super Tucano was originally designed for counterinsurgency wars, chasing guerrilla fighters through mountains and jungle valleys. Honestly, it looks outdated compared to modern jets, but then something changed. Military planners realized the Super Tucano was accidentally perfect for a completely different war, a war dominated by cheap drones instead of advanced fighters. Some analysts even started calling it the modern Mustang, not because it's fast, but because it solves the exact problem modern warfare suddenly created. The crazy part is that the Super Tucano succeeds because of the things that normally make aircraft look weak. It's slower, simpler, cheaper. But against drones, that becomes an advantage. Fast jets move too quickly to safely engage small, slow-moving targets with guns. The A-29 doesn't have that problem. It cruises around 280 knots, can fly low for hours, and stays stable enough to track tiny drones at night. And then there's endurance. This thing can loiter for more than 5 hours with external fuel tanks while costing roughly $1,500 per flight hour. Compare that to an F-16 costing over $20,000 per hour or an F-35 climbing beyond $30,000. Even MQ-9 Reapers become expensive during constant patrol operations. Suddenly, the old turboprop starts looking incredibly modern. But here's what really matters. The Super Tucano was built for ugly environments. It has an armored cockpit, self-sealing fuel tanks, and a rugged airframe designed for low-altitude warfare. Its PT-6A turboprop engine gives it enough power to patrol huge areas, while operating from rough airfields most jets would hate. For drone hunting missions, this thing almost feels purpose-built. Now hold on, because the aircraft itself isn't the biggest surprise here. The real game-changer is the weapon hanging under the wings. Hydra 70 rockets, fitted with APKWS laser guidance kits. Basically, engineers turned cheap, unguided rockets into precision anti-drone weapons for a fraction of missile costs. And suddenly, the economics flipped. An APKWS rocket costs around $20,000 to $30,000 instead of hundreds of thousands for traditional air-to-air missiles. That means the Defender is finally spending similar money to destroy the threat instead of burning through entire budgets every night. Add laser guidance, precision targeting, and multiple rocket pods per aircraft, and one Super Tucano can hunt several drones in a single sortie. Machine guns alone couldn't solve the drone crisis, but this combination? That's where things start becoming genuinely dangerous for drone swarms. Now imagine this at 2 a.m. Total darkness. A Super Tucano is circling silently above a possible drone corridor, while the pilot stares through green night vision glow inside the cockpit. Suddenly, ground radar reports multiple inbound targets, and instantly, the entire mission changes. The pilot slews the infrared turret toward the horizon, searching for tiny heat signatures moving through the night. But here's the exhausting part. These drones don't fly predictably. The pilot has to manage closure rates, pursuit angles, target identification, radio traffic, laser designation, and weapons release almost simultaneously. One mistake could mean engaging the wrong target or missing the hostile drone entirely. And unlike fast jet combat that lasts minutes, these patrols can continue for hours. Constant focus, constant pressure. Honestly, it's less like flying and more like surviving a mental marathon in the sky. And this is where things get even crazier. Embraer partnered with Valkyrie Aero to integrate an AI-assisted system called Gunslinger into the A-29, not autonomous killing. That's important. The human pilot still makes every final decision. But Gunslinger processes sensor data faster than any person can, helping crews identify threats, prioritize targets, and manage incoming drone swarms before the situation becomes chaos. Imagine dealing with 10 or even 15 inbound drones at once in darkness. A human alone can get overwhelmed fast. Gunslinger reduces that workload, speeds up reactions, and helps the pilot focus on what matters most, killing the next target before it reaches the city. And honestly, this is why some analysts compare the Super Tucano to the legendary P-51 Mustang from World War II, not because it's the fastest aircraft in the sky, but because it understands the real nature of war. Persistence beats perfection. Endurance beats over-engineering. The side that can keep fighting the longest usually wins. Drone warfare changed everything. Suddenly, expensive stealth fighters aren't always the answer anymore. Cheap swarms forced militaries to rediscover something older, simpler, almost forgotten. The value of affordable air power that can stay airborne all night without destroying the defense budget. And somehow, the light attack aircraft came back from history exactly when the world needed it again. This isn't some experimental concept sitting inside a PowerPoint presentation. The Super Tucano already proved itself in real combat across Colombia, Afghanistan, and Nigeria. It flew counterinsurgency missions, night strike operations, and long patrol flights under brutal conditions for years. That combat history matters, because adapting to drone warfare is one thing. Surviving real operational pressure for decades first, that's what makes the A-29 genuinely dangerous.
You can fade away to the right just a little bit.
Call sign is currently about to do a visual sweep of the ranges, is no go below.
Any particular mountains you're looking at, like?
Do you want that?
And this may be the biggest shift of all. Cheap drones are forcing even the world's strongest militaries to rethink everything they believed about air power. Billion-dollar defense systems suddenly look vulnerable when attacked by swarms costing a tiny fraction of their price. The future may not belong to the most advanced weapon anymore, but to the one nation that can actually afford to keep using every single night. And that changes warfare completely. Because sustainability is becoming just as important as sophistication. The countries that survive future wars may not be the ones with the most expensive technology, but the ones smart enough to fight economically. The Super Tucano isn't stealthy, supersonic, or futuristic, but it may become one of the most important aircraft of the drone age. Because modern wars are no longer won by the most expensive weapons. They're won by the systems nations can afford to fight with every single night. And honestly, that lesson might reshape warfare for decades.